Hello everyone, welcome back to my math channel. This is Mr. Mahmoud explaining Algebra 2, and this is chapter 6, lesson 4, logarithms and logarithmic function. Let b and x be positive numbers and b not equal to 1. The logarithm of x with base b is denoted by log x base b and is defined as the exponent y that makes the equation b to the power of y equal x true. Suppose b is greater than 0 and b is not equal to 1. So for x greater than 0, there is a number y such that log x to the base b equals y if and only if b to the power of y equals x, means b is the base and y is the power. Example: if log 27 to the base 3 equals y, this means 3 to the power of y equals 27. Again, 3 is the base and y is the power. Example: write log 9 base 3 equals 2 in exponential form. So you should know that 3 is the base and 2 is the power, so that you can write it in exponential form. So it will be 9 equals 3 to the power of 2, or 3 power 2 equals 9, the same. Another example: write log 1 over 100 base 10 equals negative 2 in exponential form. You also need to remember the place of the base and the power. This is the base close to the letter G, and this is the power in the answer of log. So how can you write it as exponential? Yes, it will be 10 to the power of negative 2 equals 1 over 100, or 1 over 100 equals 10 to the power of negative 2, the same. What is log 8 base 2 equals 3 written in exponential form? Is it A, B, C, or D? Of course, you know that 2 is the base and 3 is the power, so the accurate choice is B. What is log 1 over 9 base 3 equals negative 2 written in exponential form? Is it A, B, C, or D? We all know that 3 is the base, negative 2 is the power, so the accurate choice will be, yes, it is C. Example 2. Write 5 to the power of 3 equals 125 in logarithmic form. You know that 5 is the base and 3 is the power, which is the answer of log. Again, 5 is the base, 3 is the power, which is the answer of log. So you are going to write log 125 base 5 equals 3. So the power is the answer of log. Example 2b. Write 27 power third equals 3 in logarithmic form. It will be log 3 base 27 equals 1 over 3. 27 is the base and third is the power. It will be the answer of log. Now it's your turn to solve. What is 3 to the power of 4 equals 81 written in logarithmic form? Is it A, B, C, or D? You all know that 3 is the base and 4 is the power. So it will be, yes, it is A, log 81 base 3 equals 4. What is 81 power half equals 9 written in logarithmic form? Is it A, B, C, or D? We all know that 81 is the base and half is the power. So the accurate choice is, yes, it's D. Log 9 base 81 equals half. Another example, evaluate log 243 base 3. First, we will assume that log 243 base 3 equals y. Then we change it into exponential. You know that 3 is the base and y is the power. So 3 to the power of y equals 243. Then we transform 243 into 3 to the power of 5. Cancel the bases together. So 5 equals y, or y equals 5. This is the final answer, that really log 243 base 3 equals 5. Also, you can use calculator to check. Evaluate log 1000 base 10. Log 1000 base 10. Is it A, B, C, or D? Yes, it's B. And let me show you why it's B. Let log 1000 base 10 equals m, for example. Now transform into exponential. So 10 power m equals 1000. Now express 1000 as 10 to the power. So 10 power m equals 1000 means 10 to the power of 3. Cancel the bases, so really m equals 3. Now, for the logarithm as a function, let's know first what is the parent function. Parent function of logarithmic function is f of x equals log x base b. The type of graph, it's continuous and one-to-one graph. The domain will be from 0 to infinity, means log will not accept 0, log will not accept any negative number, x must be always greater than 0. The range could be all real numbers, as you can see, or according to the y-axis, it's from negative infinity to positive infinity in both cases. So the range is all real numbers. Asymptote is the f of x-axis means the y-axis. We are not going to touch the y-axis in this case or in this case. The intercept, it has one x-intercept at 1 and 0, because if you replace x with 1, the answer will be 0. No symmetry and no extreme. This is the normal shape. This one is the normal shape of the logarithmic function, while b, the base, is greater than 1, like base 2, base 3, base 1.5. Whenever the base is greater than 1, it takes this form. It's an increasing function. This is the normal shape of the logarithmic function, while the base b is between 0 and 1, means like base half, base 0.1 or whatever. So it will be a decreasing function. Both functions, they do not touch the y-axis. The y-axis is an asymptote, and they cut the x at 1 and 0, as you can see. The domain for both, it will be from 0 open to infinity. The range is from negative infinity to positive infinity. Now, graph the function f of x equals log x base 3. F of x equals log x base 3. Step number 1, identify the base. The base is 3. Step number 2, determine points on the graph. Because base 3 is bigger than 1, so let's use the points 1 over b and negative 1, 1 and 0, b and 1. Again, 1 over b, negative 1, 1 and 0, and b and 1. Means if you replace with 3, it will take this form. The points will be 1 over 3 and negative 1, then 1 and 0, then 3 and 1. Plot the points and sketch the graph. So, as you can see, this is 1 and 0, this is 3 and 1, and this is third and negative 1. Now join a smooth curve, but do not touch the y-axis. Now let's graph the function f of x equals log x base 1 over 4. Identify the base, which is 1 over 4. Determine points on the graph. Because 1 over 4 lies between 0 and 1, so let's use the points 1 over 4 and 1, 1 and 0, 4 and negative 1. So as you can see, we started with 1 over 4 with the positive number, then 1 with 0, then 4 with negative 1. Sketch the graph. So as you can see, this is 1 and 0, and this is 4 and negative 1, and this is 1 over 4 and 1. Then we join the smooth curve and we don't touch the y-axis. Now, what do you think the graph of this function f of x equal log x base 5? First, the base is 5, and this 5, you know, it is bigger than 1, so we will take the points (1 over 5 and negative 1), then 1 and 0, then 5 and 1. Now let's choose, is it really A, B, C or D? Of course, it's clear that these two graphs will cut at 1 and 0. So you cancel A and C from your mind. Now whether it's B or D. Check this point 5 and 1. You will find it exactly here. Look at 5 here. This is 5 and 2 point something. So the accurate choice is D. Now it's your turn to answer. Pause the video and choose, and you will find the accurate choice will be, yes, it's A. Let me show you why. First, identify the base. The base is half, and this half lies between 0 and 1. So we know that the curve will take this shape, decreasing function, and it cuts here at the x-axis at 1 and 0. Now the 3 points, as we said before, it is 1 over b and negative 1, 1 and 0, b and 1. b and 1 is easy because b is half, so this will be half and 1. This stays the same, 1 and 0. This 1 over b means flip the fraction. 1 over b, b is already a fraction, so when you say 1 over, you will flip the fraction, means it will be 2. 2 and negative 1. Take those 3 points and check. Of course, we cancel this one because we need decreasing function, not increasing. So we are between a, b, or c. Now we will cancel also the b because it doesn't cut the x-axis at 1 and 0. We will cancel all those c. It doesn't satisfy the points. So only a is the accurate answer. It has here 1 and 0 in this point, and we have also 2 and negative 1, and we have also half and 1. Now for transformations, this is the general form of the log function. F of x equals a log x minus h to the base b plus k. H will cause horizontal translation. Of course, you know, with different sign. If h is negative, it will move to the right. If h is positive, it will move to the left. K causes vertical translation. Vertical translation with the same sign means if positive, it will go up. If negative, it will go down. A is the orientation and shape. If a is smaller than 0, means this is a reflection across the x-axis. The absolute value of a, if it's greater than 1, means it's a vertical stretch. If it's between 0 and 1, means it's a vertical compression. Example: graph the function f of x equals a third log x to the base 6 minus 1. This represents a transformation of the graph of the original function f of x equal log x to the base 6 without the third and without the negative 1. This is the original function, the original parent function, and we know how to graph this function. The absolute value of a is third, so it's compressed vertically. H equals 0 because we don't have here a number subtracted from x or added to x, so there is no horizontal shift. K is negative 1. This is k, negative 1. The graph is translated 1 unit down. So the graph will take this shape. Now let's graph the function f of x equals 4 log third base third x plus 2, 4 log x plus 2 base third. So this represents a transformation of the graph of f of x equal log x base third. The absolute value of a is 4, is clear here in front of the log. So the graph is stretched vertically. The value of h is -2 because we changed the sign, so the graph is translated 2 units to the left. Positive means 2 units to the left. No k value, k equals 0, there is no vertical shift, and the curve will take this shape. Now it's your turn. Try to discover f of x equals 1 over 4 log x base 4 minus 3. So first you will think of this function. This is log x base 4, means it takes this shape, the normal shape, this way, and it should cut here at 1. Now it's multiplied by 1 over 4, so it has vertical compression, and it has here minus 3, so 3 units down. 3 units down means instead of cutting at 1 and 0, so 3 units down, it will cut at 1 and -3. It will pass through 1 and -3. So which one you choose? Yes, it should be B. Graph the function f of x equals 2 log x minus 1 base half. So this follows the parent function log x base half that takes this shape, but it has translation 1 unit to the right and multiplied by 2, means vertical stretch, and it will take this shape. Now, at Earth's surface, the air pressure is defined as 1 atmosphere. Pressure decreased by about 20% for each mile of altitude. Atmospheric pressure can be modeled by P equals 0.8 to the power of x, where x measures altitude in miles. Find the atmospheric pressure in atmospheres at an altitude of 8 miles. P equals 0.8 to the power of x, this is the original equation. So we substitute with 8, so 0.8 to the power of 8, this will be about 0.168, so you can use a calculator to evaluate. So the answer is 0.168 atmospheres. Also the same information, but now we are asking you to write an equation for the inverse of this function. Of course, we know that the inverse of the exponential will be logarithmic. So P equals 0.8 to the power of x is the original equation. X equals 0.8 to the power of P. Replace x with p and replace p with x. This is the first step in finding the inverse function, like we used to replace before x with y and y with x. Now transform it into the logarithm. So p equals log x to the base 0.8. The final answer p equals log x to the base 0.8. Now it's your turn to solve. Pause the video and try to choose the accurate answer, whether it's A, B, C, or D. Yes, it should be B. And why is that? The air pressure of a car tire is 44 lbs per inch squared. The pressure decreases gradually by about 1% for each trip of 50 miles driven. The air pressure can be modeled by P equals 44 times 0.99 to the power of x, where x measures the number of 50-mile trips. Find the air pressure in pounds per square inch after driving 350 miles. First, we need to know 350 miles equals how many times of 50 miles trip. It will be 7 trips, because one trip is 50 miles. So you are going to substitute the x with 7, so P equals 44 multiplied by 0.99 to the power of 7, and this will give you nearly 41. Now we need you to write same for the same example. We need you to write down an equation for the inverse of this function. P equals 44 times 0.99 to the power of x. Pause the video and try to choose whether it's A, B, C, or D. Yes, it should be D. And why is that? Let me show you. We begin with the original function. P equals 44 0.99 to the power of x. Now replace the P with the x and the x with the P, so x equals 44 times 0.99 to the power of P. Now divide by 44 for both sides, because I need the base and the power alone. So x over 44 will be 0.99 to the power of P. Now change into logarithmic form, so you know that this is the base and this is the power, so the power will be the answer, means P equals log x over 44 to the base 0.99. That's why the accurate choice is D. By this, my dear students, we come to the end of our lesson for today. Till we meet in another videos, goodbye.